Hello, 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 my friends, and welcome back to the home of the Dynamo. You are very, very welcome. Episode 5. We're now running into kind of like the more advanced aspects of the database, of kind of like doing all the frills and bits around it. Today we're covering Club Continental rules, which would be Continental Cup competitions. Say your Copa Libertadores or whatever the fuck, the South American Championship. I can never remember what it's called. UEFA Champions League, Oceania Champions League, East Asian Champions League, like just Continental Cup competitions, but for clubs, not for nations, for clubs. That's important. So the question that you need to ask yourself leading into it is, what do you want out of your cup competition? What do you want out of this? Like, what kind of a competition are you looking to? Are you looking to have it as an elite competition, kind of like a representative competition, almost like the Emirates Cup that Arsenal does every year, where it's Arsenal playing at home against some random team? If you want to set that competition up, that's completely different to how you'd set up, say, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a competition called the Celtic Nations Champion Cup. So what you do is you get your database, you go to database, go to competitions. Now, an important thing about Club Continental Cup Championships is that they never have a nation set. So when I search for nothing, it'll bring up every competition. You notice how FIFA World Cup, UEFA Champions League, Europa League, the Bridgestone Copa Libertadores, I think that's how it's pronounced. No nation set, but there is a continent set. Now, you have your FIFA Club World Cup, where that's non-continental, that's just international. I've never actually experimented with a cup like that. I have to play around with that at some point. But we are going to set up a Celtic, and by Celtic, it's Ireland. There we go, All-Ireland Champions Cup. So we're going to set up a Celtic Nations Cup. The Celtic nations traditionally are the island of Ireland, Wales and Scotland. So this is going to be a competition that pulls from 4 nations. So it'll be Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. So we're going to call this the Celtic Nations Champions Cup. So, and then it's Celtic. There we go. Now, reputation, 40, that's fine. Type, I wanted to have a Club Continental. Club Champions Cup. Competition level, leave a blank. We're going to have VAR, goal line technology and things like that. See if it'll give me VAR. Yeah, okay. So, important, don't give it a nation. That's a very important thing to do. Now, you don't want to assign teams. You don't want to give secondary divisions. You don't want to do teams in regional reserve divisions. What you want to do, now make sure you've saved at this point, is you want to remove rules. So, because you need to set up a brand new database of rules. So you've done that. Now go over to Add Club Continental Rules, and you'll pull this up. First screen immediately. Continent, Europe. What continent do you want the nations to exist within? I think you can set this to 0. Yeah, none if you want this to just be an international tournament. I don't want it to be an international tournament. I want it to be a European tournament. So name contains Europe. There we go. So season update day, very similar to like a league update day. So I'm going to set it for July 1st. Okay, qualification system. Now there's two kind of, there's other cups and then there's the main cups competition itself. If you're doing something like the Emirates Cup, where you have like one team always in there, you go down to other cups and you'd set it up like that. But you'll need to get into the advanced rules to be able to get at that. So it's a bit annoying. I don't know what SI has done with this iteration. It's annoying because the editors become less powerful. Don't know what the fuck they've done. So we're going to go into nations. What we're going to do is we're going to enable, and then we're going to add 4 nations. We're going to add Ireland, so the Republic. Then we're going to add Northern Ireland. Then we're going to add Scotland. And then we're going to add Wales. Now you have your 4 nations. Now teams. This is one that caught me for a very long time. This one, it's so easy to get wrong because the intuitive nature attached to it kind of can throw people. It's just like, go to the very beginning. The list of teams which qualify for cup competitions in this system. Teams will be allocated from top to bottom and cannot be used more than once. Teams with lower seeding values will enter the competition later than the teams with higher values. So add number. So the number will be the number of teams. Now, Let's look straight away at total 4. The reason it's 4 here is because I've not delineated between first and last nation. The nations are listed here, so if I was to do first nation is 1 and the last nation is 3, it's going to pull 3 teams because it is pulling 1 team from this one, and this one, but not Wales. So you want to put in last nation 4 and then seeding to give teams 0. Now, qualified competitions isn't the competition it's being pulled for, it's the competition it's being assigned to. So name, whoops. So what's it called? Celtic. There you go. Celtic Nations Cup. And what I want to do is I wanted pulling 4 clubs from each nation. So it's going to end up being a 16 team Celtic Nations League. So, and I want these to have seeding of 0. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to duplicate it by 3. So seeding 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what this will do is, like it said, teams will be allocated from top to bottom and cannot be used more than once. So this competition is going to pull one team from every nation between 1 and 4. So it's going to pull 1 team from 1, 1 team from 2, 1 team from 3, 1 team from 4. And it is going to qualify them for the Celtic Nations Cup, and it's going to give them a seeding of 0. So then once it's done that, it's then going to pull 1 team from nation 1 to 4. So it's going to pull 1 from 1 that hasn't already been picked. That's important. So it's going to pull 1 from there and another one from there. So you're going to end up with 1 team from all the different countries with that seeding and another one with that seeding. So what I'm trying to organize is that the winners of each competition is seeded 0. The runners up are seeded 1. Third place is ranked 3rd. So basically you ended up a system where like you're going to have, it's going to organize out so that you're going to have, you're not going to end up with like say Celtic playing say TNS. It's going to organize it so that every group will have a first place, every group will have a second place, a third place, and a fourth place team. So you get a nice bit of competition going there. So it's kind of like you get rewarded for finishing high in your groups. So let's just finish this off. That's all done there. Okay, so now it's 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So it's that's 12, yes. So now cups, add. Now you have to do this from scratch. So this can be annoying at times. So it's 12 teams. 4x4, let me just double check. I think 4x4 is 12, maybe it's 16. 16, okay. Okay, so general competition name is the Celtic Nations Cup stage. Now you have to add stages. So it's going to start off with a group stage. And the group stage is going to be number of teams starting at this stage, 16. Number of teams qualifying for the next stage will be 4. So seeding rules, seeded by division reputation, number of groups, 4 groups, number of rounds, 2. Prize money will say 250,000. Prize money for a draw will say 60,000. And prize money for defeat, you get nothing. So paste like we usually do, but I'm going to take out that reserve ranking and I'm going to have matches between teams because just for small cup competitions, I think that's much better. Start date and end date, we're going to have, what's it called? We'll go November to March. No particular reason, I've just picked those dates off the top of my head. So match days, and we're going to do Wednesdays and Tuesdays. Time 1945. Okay, so now fixture rules, substitution rules, 3 from 7, standard, maximum squad size, 25. Squad rules, squad deadline days, we'll have that deadline day will be October 31st. And define any rules for this competition. So we'll have like your, your minimum homegrown between 0 and, what's that, between 0 and 21. So that is 4 standard Champions League rules. And homegrown from nation between 0 and 21, that's 8. There you go. That's sorted. So group stage, you have that. Now that is that stage. So we're going to now add the semi-finals. So it is knockout round. There we go. So semi-final. Number of teams starting at this stage, leave that blank because everything's been qualified. Number of matches, 2 because it's a semi-final. Match rules, extra time penalties, seeding, random teams. We don't want them seeded. Number of legs, 1 have a leg, but we'll have a replay. And it'll be a neutral stadium. 1745, prize money, say 500,000. Well, that's 50,000. Money for loser, no, we don't. Appearance money of 100,000. Okay, that's all done. And then winners from these will qualify for that final. Number of matches, 1. Match rule, extra time, random again. Number of legs, that's fine. And now we want neutral stadium, and this will be 1945. Pick the date. I'm going to have April for this, April 17th. And this one is going to be April 10th. Okay. Fixture rules, there's fine. Discipline rules. Yeah, we'll leave this the way it is, but you can customize and play with this all you want. So now I feel like I'm set up. So the next thing to do is go rules, test rules, stage 0 and need a stage name. Okay, so stage name, we're going to call this the group stage. Group stage. Okay, go back to test rules, all verified. Lovely. Okay, go file, save editor as, and I'm going to call it Celtic Cup and version 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this competition in action. There's one weird thing that I have noticed about this is that for the first year it just pulls random teams from Ireland and random teams from Wales. I don't really know why, but what I just do is just grit with it for the first year and just like you can get cracking into it in the second year because it pulls normally. So I'm gonna load this up. No, 1 sec. God damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna do all of this and then I'm gonna sim to the end of season 2 so that you can see how it all works. So I'll be back to you when I'm at that stage. See you all in a bit. Hey all, we're back. So let's search Celtic. And brings up the Celtic Nations Cup. Now, this is the way it's sorted out and formed out because I've done a little bit of, no, I haven't simmed forward at all. On 13th of July 2020. I wonder if that's why I'm having issues because I have here set for 1st of the 11th 2020. I wonder if I just need to set everything for 2021, like 2021-2022 season. But as you can see, like it pulls like Rathcoole Boys. These are a non-league team where like Leinster Senior Division 1B is like tier 6 in Ireland. And it's not even got like a direct link into the Airtricity League, so they literally can't qualify for Europe. It's kind of ridiculous. But this is the interesting thing. You've got Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ireland, Wales. Wales, Ireland, Scotland, Northern Ireland, where you never have a team from the same group. What's handy is Scotland, Celtic, Aberdeen, Motherwell and Rangers. So that seems to be pulling from the Scottish League correctly. This will pull more correctly when it comes into kind of like the next round of iterations. Now, one thing that I have noticed here is I keep making this mistake. Match rules. The match squad must have 4 players trained by their club. Match squad must have 8 players trained by club in Nation 1. Now, that seems a bit odd, Nation 1. I'm not sure what it means by that. But what it means when you go into here into fixture rules, I'm probably just going to clear these. I'm just going to leave that off. That'll do its own thing. Also, top team qualifies for the semi-final. We're going to go to the semi-final stage. What am I doing? Here we go. No. Where is this? Rules, semi-final. This has a replay, so I'm going to go in here, go to the replay, and I don't want a replay. This is why it's really useful to be double checking with your databases as you're running through things, just to make sure you have it set up correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward 2 years and I'm going to come back to you when I have the next round of things set up. I'll be back to you in 2 seconds. Hello, welcome back. So I'm going to reluctantly take you into the advanced rules because there is a problem that popped up when I done the simulations where for the second season it drew like 2 Scottish teams in one group and 2 Irish teams in one group. I know exactly what the problem is, but for me to show you, you have to go into the advanced rules. So I'm gonna begrudgingly, tentatively walk you into this So go to the rules, convert to advanced rules, and try not to get scared by just how different everything looks and just how more complicated everything is. First thing you have to do immediately is you have to save. It won't let you validate unless you actually save. So version 2, and I put an AOR after any file that has advanced rules in it so that I know what's going on. So what you need to do is show rules for. Now up here you have basically for the nation itself, you have general, blah blah, all this. You have the stages, it'll walk through it. But you have to, oh no, sorry, it'll start you off in Europe. You have to actually, it'll start you off here for kind of like the content, the required teams, competitions, the nation, all the different things like this. To actually get into editing the competition itself, show rules for, go down to Celtic Nations League. Now, you have to go into stages. It'll be stage 1, the groups. In here, now again, this is so much more complicated. Ignore all of this. You don't need to have anything to do any of this. You're coming down to teams. That looks fine. It's group settings. This is the one you want. In rules, again, complicated. It's avoid teams from same nation. This isn't enough. What you have to do is you have to go into valid group rules, tick, add, and it's keep teams from same nations apart. You have to do this one. Rules, test rules. You must save before, yeah. So save because it's version 2. Now it'll tell me I need to get rid of the Bosman tournament, I think. Because like I said, like I've already ran through this before. Verifying advanced rules does take a lot longer, and when you're verifying nations in advanced rules, you have to verify it division by division by division. It's a nightmare at times. The advanced rules, avoid them if you don't need to go into them. But I'll be taking you through the advanced rules probably in the next episode to kind of like show you how different things work. There we go, yeah, the Bosman tournament. So competitions, name, Bosman, Bosman. There you go, get rid of you. Save again. Rules, test rules. And this should validate perfectly for me. Then once all that's done, it's going to take you over here. And like I said, I'm 2 years ahead. No, I'm 1 year ahead. And I'm just loading like that. You have the Celtic Nations Cup. It draws, and then it draws 2 teams. Oh yeah, sorry, that's one addition that I made. Rather than just drawing the top team, I'm drawing the top 2 teams because I saw Scotland. I decided if you want a bit of variety, you need to have second teams as well. Got interesting for the second season in, oh no, it actually hasn't played yet. So, but let's take it back here. You go into your quarterfinal stage. Let's go final and then go to the 3. God damn, why won't it let me do it? Quarterfinal, sake. Okay, so Scottish team 1, Scottish played the Scottish team, okay, and then Ireland played the Irish team. To avoid this, I have to wait for this to here. There's a setting that I can use to avoid drawing nations from same teams, because for like quarterfinals you don't want to do that. For the semi-final, it's whoever survives. Just let it keep going. Actually, no, there's really no point, because when it's coming out of the group stage, like there's 4 Scottish teams, so already it's at a stage where it's just let it draw its random teams. But Celtic currently are the holders. In the semi-final it was Motherwell Celtic, Rangers Bohemians. So then it ended up being an all-firm derby for its main international for its inaugural season, and then go on one season. Like, let's go into the Electricity League here. You have Bohemians, Drogheda, Dundalk, Waterford, and they will. Oh, Shamrock Rovers went down. I'm sorry, Shamrock Rovers are favoured to win the damn competition. I can't believe they finished so low. Oof. That's an up. I'm actually flustered from that. Jesus. Celtic. So you have Drogheda United, Bohemians, Waterford, and Dundalk. That's exactly as it should be. So those are Continental Cup competitions. I've tentatively waded you into the advanced rules, where I've shown you just how to set a group stage for international competitions to make sure they separate the group stages by nations. The advanced rules are scary, they're complicated, avoid them unless you need to, and then when you need to go in there, just take your time, because everything needs to validate and it's a nightmare at times. But hey, look, you now know how to do you know how to do Continental Cup competitions, so have fun, get cracking, and I'll see you in the next one.